Welcome to Passages, the podcast where life gets deep, friendship gets real, and the wisdom of the Bible flows. Usually right after a debate about tacos and Bigfoot. Join Patrick Birch, Drew Kaiser, Jason Pulliam, and Tim Layton as they explore Scripture, share great quotes, and occasionally get sidetracked by snacks and bad preachers.
Are we rolling?
Right oh, we're rolling.
Welcome. You're listening to Passages. I am Drew. Got Patrick, Jason, and Tim tonight. We're reunited, and it feels so good.
In the words of Peaches and Herb.
And I have to thank my wife for giving us a pie tonight.
Thank you.
Patrick had said, I don't know if it was on air or off air, but Patrick said it sure would be nice to have a pumpkin pie.
It was probably both. And can I just say that Miss Julie makes the most incredible desserts. I think, Jason, you'll agree with me that her cookies are easily the best cookies ever.
I actually broke my sugar diet at the at-home meeting the other night for a couple of cookies, and I stopped at 2.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
That
I
must
only
have been
had
real
2.
hard.
It was hard.
Yeah,
it was very hard.
I was impressed.
Just broke it again.
Oh, I broke it again tonight for pumpkin pie.
There's something about just somehow she bakes love into the cookies and now into this pumpkin pie. And I just don't know how I don't know how she has that much love to give, but she sure does.
She's an eternal well of love, and it flows into the baked goods. She bakes a lot of good stuff.
The velvety, buttery richness of the pumpkin pie with the crust is spectacular. A little dollop of Cool Whip on top makes
good
it
description.
What kind of sound did that make?
That's what it sounds like when you
put
put
was better.
I liked it.
Now, while we're thanking, let's thank Patrick for this cool arrangement we have here. The studio is developing. We have new desks.
And before long, you might get to see it. Just teasing ahead to some possibility of us having some cameras in here in the near future.
Yep.
We're working toward that end and moving speedily in that direction. So
Patrick not only built the tables, but I don't know if you noticed that he laid brick in here.
What?
And
every single one
indeed.
of them by hand.
The masonry work is spectacular.
Yes.
So is that everything?
Basically,
all the thanks that we need to give.
He essentially turned our studio into a brick house.
I mean, he made these desks by hand.
Oh,
it's amazing.
it is.
In a short period of time.
It was Bob dressed up as the big bad wolf at the fall festival.
Yes.
We made sure he couldn't come in here and blow this thing down.
Yeah, there's no way the big bad wolf is blowing this down.
I wanted to do a couple of follow-ups on ongoing debates that we have here and stories that we talk about. The handkerchief debate keeps raging.
I would like to say that it's no longer an ongoing debate, though. I think we've proven that they're gross.
There seems to be one holdout in your family, though, Drew. I wasn't here.
Now there's 2, I believe now.
Okay, well, I wasn't here. I have not seen the evidence for myself, but as I was listening to 2 weeks ago, I believe, when Tim and I were out, and you read the calligraphied letter.
Beautiful.
I'm kind of wondering if there's just one person in your family that is having other people do their dirty work.
Ooh.
I don't think so. I need to investigate that, but I will say that a passenger not related to me just this past week was messaging me about how tissues get pulverized and don't hold up to the business they are intended for the way that a cloth handkerchief
does. Are they buying the
does.
cheapest tissues they can find?
I'm just telling you what was said to me and explaining that we cannot seem to settle this.
That's why I always grab the Bounty Better Picker Upper. Bounty. You can't blow a hole in a Bounty paper towel. I guarantee
you can get it with a really red nose. But
you can.
Well, this guy that Patrick's about to play for us, he will help strengthen our position, I believe.
All right.
Tammy says, I bought you handkerchiefs. Who uses handkerchiefs? I don't
Amen.
see the attraction of blowing your nose and then stuffing it right back in your pocket. If you want to hang on to this stuff, leave it in its natural environment. And my father had handkerchiefs, and this is probably what, in our family, as a young boy, if I was crying and my nose was running and my father was walking over with a ball of handkerchief, oh, I backed that snot up as fast as I could, man. I'm all right, Dad, look, nothing coming out. No, fine. Come here, boy, let me wipe that face. No, not the handkerchief, Dad, please, not the handkerchief. Then you hear him open it. Come here, boy.
You'll lose an eye.
Oh my goodness, my eyebrows. I don't have any eyebrows. For an entire school year, my mother drew my eyebrows in every morning. For an entire semester, I was surprised every morning.
So he helped our case a little bit, and y'all are going to be blown away by this, but I have to thank my dad, the hanky defender,
And potential
for
A.
sending
Kaiser.
that video to
The
him.
hanky
So
apologist, if you will.
maybe we're winning him over. He's starting to see the light. I'm not sure.
I have a feeling he'll be sending us another video that is
What are we-
contrary to.
What
this
are we
one at
going to
some
do
point.
when a pro hanky person sends us a used hanky?
Ooh.
Like
We're
they
gonna light
cut off
that
the
thing on
finger of somebody
fire.
and send it like the mafia does.
Mm.
Just get a body part, but it's a used
Or
hanky.
we come in one day and there's used hankies just lying on the desks.
Don't give
should
people
not
ideas.
have planted that idea.
Yeah.
No.
We'll be putting a lock on the door soon.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about, I don't know how we got into the discussion, but the story came up about Paul McCartney selling his catalog to, or having his catalog sold to Michael Jackson. And I really think our phones are listening to us, because a video popped up of an interview he did on Letterman where he told the story. So I just brought that along. I'm going to let Patrick play that one.
He said to Michael Jackson, he said, you want to make some hits? So I said, yeah. Sure. So, being of the hit-making variety. So we did, and it was really nice. He came to my house, and we got to know the family and stuff. And he had a great guy who used to come with him, a guy called Billy. So it was very nice. We had a really good
interesting
time.
detail.
We made a couple of records together, did a video, and we're very good friends. It actually kind of fell apart a little bit later because he was talking to me and asking my business advice. And one of the things I said to him was, think about getting into music publishing. And then he looked at me kind of, I thought he was joking. He said, I'm going to get yours.
Oh, yeah.
So, I kind of thought, oh, you.
That's good enough.
But it turned out.
Yeah, and so he did. He outbid Paul McCartney on his own songs, and
I don't know that I've ever heard Paul McCartney talk. He's the least British sounding person I've ever heard.
what?
He doesn't sound very
He's
British
from
to me.
Liverpool.
I'm not hearing it.
But his
Well, it's not
teeth,
Hackney.
his teeth are British, which brings me to a Letterman reference from today. I don't know if you checked out the Far Side calendar for today.
I did.
Did you see Letterman Falls that made the?
Oh no, I guess I didn't turn the page today. No, I didn't see that.
That was on the Far Side calendar today. It made me laugh really, really hard.
I'm bad about letting mine stack up, and
Well, I
I go
went
through
through-
5 days at a time.
I think I went through 15 days today of it, but that one, it took me a minute. I read it and I was like, I don't get this. And then I saw it and I got
it's
real
the gap.
gap
in the
It's the
teeth.
gap in the teeth.
Okay, that's hilarious.
So Gary Larson, again, he strikes with very funny humor.
Some cultural commentary there. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about something timely in a couple of ways. This Sunday morning at 2 a.m., we're all going to be rising up to adjust our clocks. It's time, folks, to fall back.
Drew, couldn't I just set the clock back before I go to bed, or do
No.
I have
That's
to
against
wake
the
up
law.
at 2?
Technically, you're not supposed to do that, because then you would have the wrong time on your clock. If you want your clock to be exact and kids have no idea what we're talking about setting clocks. I mean, they would freak out with the VCR clock that just flashed or had half the year the wrong hour.
How many weeks will my microwave clock be set on the wrong time? I wonder.
I guess 6 months.
At least.
just-
yeah.
You leave it, then you don't have to change it when the time changes back again. This back and forth is really controversial. We keep hearing politicians say they're going to stop it.
It has been shortened, right? It's only 4 months, 5 months, something like that.
But we're still having to switch back. So so what if it's shortened? Because I don't have, maybe it's my career, my lifestyle, but I don't really feel that I gain anything from the time change one way or the other.
I will tell you that right now, mornings are difficult because it's dark as all get out.
Well, they'll give us some more daylight next week in the morning, but
it'll be
then
dark
the
at
sun's going to go
4:30.
down at
That's
4:30.
true. That's true.
And that's pretty depressing.
And we are really affected by it because we are on the extreme eastern edge of the central time zone, which the western edge is, I don't know, 1,000 miles that
way out in Texas.
Which begs the question, if they got rid of daylight savings time, would we just go to standard time, which is about what we're about to go to?
Yeah.
So
Are we going to?
We're going to standard time.
See,
right?
I don't know where we're saving daylight. I thought we were going into daylight savings time.
Nope.
Saving it for the morning. I don't understand the logic behind it. I
think it was try to save it later in the day for work to be done of some sort if you were doing things outside.
So in the
or something.
summertime, we're saving it.
Right.
And we're just throwing it around recklessly.
That's right. Just
during the holidays.
Just going nuts.
Just no need to conserve time now.
And now that all our kids are old, we can't even use
daylight around
the
everywhere.
early darkness to our advantage. Because when my kids were little, I'd been like, guys, it's dark. It's time to go to bed. I could get my kids in bed by 6:30.
But
now they know how to check the clock.
Teenagers are vampires. They'd rather be up when it's dark and down when it's sunlight. The sunlight burns their skin. So I thought it was kind of, I mean, while it is something that affects us at least twice a year when we change the clocks, it's not that big a deal. The other day, Tom Cotton, a senator, I forget where he's from, he made a passionate speech about not changing daylight savings time. And I want us to listen just a little bit of that because I thought it was a little over the top, but see what you guys think.
In January of 1974, millions of Americans traveled to work in school in darkness. Commuter trains were delayed. School children carried flashlights. Tragically, some of these kids were struck by cars and killed while walking to school in the dark. One woman from Long Island, speaking to the New York Times, summed up the black mood of the nation. "It's the end," she said. "I can't cope anymore. I'm just staying in bed." What calamity had befallen our nation? Had Soviet Russia finally attacked America? Had we suffered a nationwide power outage?
No.
Were the heavens conspiring to plunge our nation into darkness? No. As it turns out, the answer was more mundane and foolish. A few months earlier, Congress, in its eternal wisdom, had imposed a top-down change on every American's daily life, eliminating standard time and adopting daylight savings time year-round.
All right.
Such a
cut it right
change in
there.
the
He
nation-
goes on for 10 minutes, and it's just a little over the top, you know.
He's from Arkansas, by the way.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Arkansas, for those of you from Rio Lindo.
Arkansas. I just thought, are people sticking to this to save lives?
Well, he made it
he
sound...
said kids got killed because of daylight savings time. Look, there are some parts of the world where this coming up at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, where there's not much daylight to go around at all. I used to go on trips to Syktyvkar, Russia, which is way up there. And around January, they have about 3 or 4 hours of daylight. That's it. Sun comes up at 9. It's going back down, a little after noon. And you can move the hour back and forth all you want. It's not going to make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
So
that was dated yesterday, right?
Uh-huh.
So not only was he having that discussion in a rather impassioned way, it's while the government is shut down. That's
a
sort of
good
interesting.
point. Yeah. What about SNAP benefits?
Right. How about the people that are hungry right now?
What if, just hypothetically, on Sunday, we fell back half an hour, just half an hour, and then never changed it again? We split the difference, just leave it.
Split the difference.
Yet that you were hot,
that's an interesting idea,
or cold, but you were lukewarm.
Yeah.
So I shall spat thee out.
Central lukewarm time.
Well, at least he's trying to come up with some solution.
It does sound like a fair compromise. Yeah.
Why not?
I'm sure there's some celestial, the sun moves in a certain way that
the Mayan calendar will not allow it.
Yeah.
There also are some places that don't observe. Is it the state of Arizona?
I think Arizona doesn't. Is it Indiana, I believe, doesn't.
I'm pretty sure the rest of the world.
Well, why are they talking about it on a federal level?
Because it's a federal law.
So this exception is part of federal law, or is this just a rebellious state?
So
they should be
sometime a long time ago, Arizona got basically an act of Congress that allowed them to not have to change, and they're stuck. They stay on, I think, standard time. So Hawaii, most of Arizona, and I think there's parts of, maybe it's Indiana.
So you can get an act of Congress, kind of like we're going to shut the government down and not pay our TSA workers, our government workers, but we're going to continue giving ourselves paychecks. They can do things like that.
And giving speeches. Why?
In their eternal wisdom.
The bloviating never stops.
Most countries do not observe daylight savings time. Some countries that have abolished it include China and India.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes up 2/3 of the world's population.
Literally.
All right.
Well, I don't mind the fall back, the extra hour, but I hate it in the spring when I lose that hour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I work on Sundays, guys. And how about moving it to Friday night?
So if I don't change my clocks,
Turn it on.
What do they got against the Lord's Day?
If I don't change my clock, which way are we going? Back or
We're
forward?
going back.
You get an extra hour.
Do I get here early to church?
I think you'll get here for Bible class.
Now that we've told you, I don't know.
A shot.
We shouldn't have.
Wait,
we
there's
shouldn't have
stuff
brought
that
this
goes
up.
on before the worship service? Man.
All the time.
Each and every Sunday.
Interesting. The things you learn in these podcasts.
Well, while we're kind of in the news here, I've got also kind of a callback to episode 47. You guys remember that? It was a good episode.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about episode 47 this morning.
That was back in November of 24, if I remember
November
correctly.
last year.
Was that 20 before epised 6, 7?
Tim.
You're in timeout, Tim.
Sorry.
I'm muting you now.
We need to talk about 6, 7.
Well,
there's some disappointment with that.
No. Let's strike that from the record. I'm going to edit that out. Back in episode 47, among other things like drones, we talked about some monkeys on the loose.
Oh, yeah.
In North or South Carolina?
South Carolina, I believe. Well, guys, there were more monkeys on the loose.
And this one hit closer to home.
Yeah, this one was in Mississippi. Several monkeys used for animal testing were shot and killed after a truck carrying them overturned in Mississippi on Tuesday. I don't know what Tuesday that is after. I think it was early this week. It was this Tuesday. Originally, news broke that these monkeys were, and I will quote, aggressive to humans, requiring personal protective equipment to handle, and were said to be carrying hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID.
There's a little cocktail for you.
Wow. That's a little
That's
scary.
what you want to see.
Has anybody seen the movie 12 Monkeys? How many escaped in this thing?
Just several.
Okay. That could be 12.
But they didn't shoot all of them, right?
Well, it says
some are on the lam, weren't they?
Yeah, officials said if the monkeys left the wreck site, they must be shot. Apparently, these monkeys were being transported from Tulane, the Tulane National Biomedical Research Center.
Go Green Wave.
Yeah. To somewhere. And Tulane came out pretty quick saying, and I'll quote again because I think it's funny language, non-human primates at the Tulane National Biomedical Research Center, say that 5 times fast, are provided to other research organizations to advance scientific discovery. The primates in question belong to another entity and are not infectious. So I like how before they got to they're not infectious, they said, oh, these aren't ours.
Yeah.
These are not ours.
But they were transporting them. So I put them responsible. And we know that if an outbreak of monkeypox happens in Mississippi, we know where ground zero was.
Yep.
Right there.
And so does it mention how many are still on the loose?
No.
I wanted to say it was
I saw
3,
one article
right?
that said there was still one on the loose.
One?
Yeah. This article does not. I kind of want to know what's up with the monkeys. This is twice in a year.
It's getting to be a problem.
It is.
They were probably trying to
epidemic.
find Jane Goodall to.
Yeah, they might.
They're not going to find her.
Yeah.
No, she's gone.
The picture that is here of this overturned truck does have a monkey sitting on a box right outside of the truck. So perhaps at least one had to be shot.
Well, this is going to be controversial, but that's what we're here for. It's a good problem for most strays, like cats that are just picked up and brought in off the street. I mean,
oh man, you're bringing up the cat.
The cat that'll probably be at Drew's house tonight.
Yeah, Drew, you definitely have a new cat.
I already have a cat. I don't want
you
cats.
You have 2 now.
It probably has Hep C, COVID, and herpes.
Yep.
What? It did not look healthy.
No.
Why would you? I mean, I understand why they, I guess, infect these monkeys with such viruses.
What do you do for a living? I inject COVID into monkeys.
Yeah.
See what happens.
And then we put them on a truck and
transport them around.
And essentially, we use this truck to release them back into the wild.
Here's my question. That accident was no accident. How does the accident that occurs always include the truck that's carrying
the monkeys?
Probably
because the monkeys get out and take over the truck and they can't drive.
One of them jumped and put his hands in front of the
It looks like that scene from Madagascar with the monkey driving, you know, that signs.
This is why we have wild pigs in Alabama and other places in the States, is because of transporting domestic pigs and the trucks or the train has a wreck and they get out and
some would say that
it
gets
problem.
Tumped over. And when it gets tumped over, that's a problem.
Very technical term.
Tumped. It is a technical term.
The other thing that I find interesting is this type of monkey. Drew, can you help me pronounce the RHESUS?
I was trying to think of that.
Rhesus.
Yeah.
The Reese's monkey.
Reese's are the things in the orange wrappers that are so delightful. The orange vitamin, that's a Reese's.
If those monkeys tasted like Reese's,
then everybody had COVID.
I'd be hunting him.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they're from Asia, so they when they get out here, it's like what you're saying. They're introducing wild pigs, and if they can't catch them,
predators,
right?
Although we got some animals that could thin them out, probably.
Maybe so.
I did hear that even though they didn't have COVID, herpes, and hepatitis C, that they could talk. And as they left the van, they were heard to say, "Here we come walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet.
Oh,
hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anyone down."
Oh man!
Now
Just
wait,
saying.
by put them down, does that mean infect them with a deadly disease?
I think it does. But they're not infectious.
That
we
song
promise.
was ahead of its time.
We promise. Yep. All right.
Were the monkeys from Mississippi?
They may have been.
We've lost Jason.
I think they probably sounded less British than Paul McCartney did.
He just didn't sound British to me.
All right, I'm back.
I've never heard anybody say that about Paul McCartney. That's the least British person I've ever heard.
I think he enunciates.
Yeah, in that particular. Let's see if we can find another.
He was intimidated by Letterman.
Paul's been in the U.S. for a long time. I mean,
Oh, he lives all over. He's Mr. Universe.
no, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
No. I'm not finding any. Well, let me see if I can find some.
McCartney's
interviews.
83, something like that. He's on tour. On tour.
Hi there, it's Paul McCartney. I'm doing a Wired autocomplete interview.
Okay, so
That didn't sound.
that was more
different.
British than the David Letterman clip.
Maybe he was doing a voice on Letterman.
Of McCartney. Why is Paul McCartney wearing an op badge? Well, if I knew what an op badge was, I would tell you.
I don't see how you could say that doesn't sound British.
That did.
It's Liverpudlian.
I think I might be expecting maybe
cheeseburgers, 3 large fries, 1 special
Are you
salad,
talking
and 3
about the
Diet
Hackney?
Coke.
something
Would you
like
to
that,
flirt with that?
like Cogney.
Yeah.
You get a free
Cogney,
dessert because you
that's-
spent over £10, is it?
Actually, I think that's...
I think
That's the equivalent of somebody talking real country.
Yeah.
Over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, has your dad gone to see McCartney yet?
I think he's going to try to see him in Atlanta this year,
Yeah, so
or
it's
it might be
later this
next
or
year.
something? Okay,
Might be next summer.
That'd be
I'm not
great.
sure, but I believe he's going to try to go.
Speaking of accents, I want to talk a little bit about my item has to do with accents. So, we've talked.
Sorry, folks, I'm dying.
I guess over the last year or so, we've talked 3 or 4 times about what the kids are saying, right? And we've talked about their language. Going to sort of go in the opposite direction now because I want to talk about some Southern phrases. And I think these are things that are beginning to be lost, right? When I think about our kids, they talk, excuse me.
We're all dying in here.
A lot.
Maybe we have COVID.
I think they brought
Is there
that
a
cat.
monkey
It was that
in here?
cat. It got me.
They brought that cat.
I think, our kids talk a lot less Southern than we do. And a lot of that has to do with how the world has gotten smaller and how what the voices that they're subjected to. And I at least think that's part of it, right? I mean,
I think you're right.
but-
Television,
Yeah.
streaming, whatever they take in a lot of media from California and other places
Yeah. So
away from here.
I want to throw out some Southern phrases, and let's just talk about, for one thing, are these ones that you're familiar with that you've ever used? The list is too long, so I'm just going to pick some out, and we'll talk about these. Do you use the word reckon?
I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
I do, right?
Yeah.
I reckon so. I believe, I imagine, I suppose. Drew, this is one that you mentioned, a variation of this in your sermon on Sunday. I've never heard it quite this way. The phrase was "see to Christmas." And the point was, you go to a family event wearing a skirt that might be a little short, and your grandmother sees it and she's offended and says she can see to Christmas.
Oh,
I've never heard that.
I've never
that's a
heard that.
euphemism.
Now, you mentioned like,
Well, it came from Cassie.
Cover your
Coleman.
glory.
Cover your glory.
Cover your glory, right? And so,
To a little kid, same kind of scenario you described.
right.
Cover your glory.
Yeah. Pitching a hissy fit.
Oh, yeah. I've heard
Right, I
that
mean,
many times.
Right.
I pitched a number of hissy fits.
Absolutely. How about being too big for your britches?
I've heard that one.
Oh, yeah.
Use that one quite a bit, right?
Very common.
Can
What does that mean? Like, what's the origin of being too big for your britches?
To me, that comes around almost to that same thing as like big hat, no cows. Just a little bit over the top, a little bit showy.
Well, if my pants are too small, I don't feel confident and arrogant.
No, I just
I
feel
want to go hide
uncomfortable,
somewhere.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really give the explanation for it. Just says it indicates you're thinking too highly of yourself.
It's first recorded from 1835, so at least that far. Jason, are you going to die?
I'm trying not to.
I think it's kind of like, getting the big head. You're just swelling up a little bit too much.
This says from Davy Crockett, and he wrote.
Was this pre or post Alamo?
Unsure. Did Davy Crockett die in the Alamo?
Yeah, pretty sure.
So I think it's
no, that was Daniel
Let's
Boone.
go with
I get those two mixed up. They both wear coonskin hats,
right.
and it's just
I think
very
it was Daniel
confusing.
Boone.
It sounds like it was related to maybe a little beef that Davy had with Andrew Jackson. And it was written down as
some argument.
breeches.
Oh yeah.
So
Breeches.
I think breeches became britches over the years.
All right. How about I'm full as a tick?
Oh yeah, I've said that before.
Absolutely right. So
I know where that comes from.
Yeah, it comes from. It says, if you don't live in tick company, after they enjoy a healthy dose of blood, they can quickly balloon up. Might not be the most inviting thing to visualize, but it's accurate. So after you've
especially
had
you got an outside dog,
you'll think, man,
trots up there to the
that
porch.
guy's got an awesome mole, and then you get close to it, and it's just a big old tick.
Eat that Thanksgiving dinner and pop that button on your pants and say, I'm full as a tick.
Yeah.
All right. How about if the creek don't rise?
Yep.
Right. So normally I've heard that led in with good Lord willing and the creek don't rise,
I've also heard that that's about the Creek Nation of Indians and not the Water Creek rising.
Are you serious?
I have heard that. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that.
True.
Unfortunately, this article that I'm working from doesn't mention that, but that's great. It's just slang for we'll see what I can do, but no guarantees.
Well, either interpretation works.
How about the word cattywampus?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know what it means when we use it, but I don't know the origin of that.
It says cattywampus has nothing to do with cats. It means something sideways or out of sorts. If you have a painting in your living room and it tilts a little to the right, a Southerner would tell you that it's quite cattywampus and you should straighten it. So
it's just one of those words that sounds like what you're describing.
Yeah. That's
onomatopoeia.
There you go. How about till the cows come home?
I've heard
that's
that
the
before.
end.
You'll be waiting till the cows come home. Implies that your wait time won't be short. You should be prepared to do something else in the meantime. How about 3 sheets to the wind?
Oh yeah,
heard that
that's
one.
a little snookered.
I wasn't sure that this was very Southern necessarily.
Yeah.
That one doesn't feel very Southern, but
sounds nautical.
It is. That phrase has nautical roots, but is commonly used in the South today. It says a sheet is a rope that's unmoored and is flailing about wildly in the wind, just like a drunk person.
Oh.
Madder than a wet hen.
Oh yeah. I have tested that. I've soaked a hen down just to see if it makes them mad.
Does it get mad?
They're pretty angry. The steam just boils right off of them. But it makes their meat so
Here's
tender to
one
eat.
related to hens that I like before I forget it.
Yeah.
Rare as hen's teeth. That's a good one.
Is that like Peterson?
Have you ever heard that?
Chickens don't have teeth.
Yeah.
be a
It's
chicken.
a variation on that. Yeah.
How about fixin' to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's finna.
Oh.
No, it's still fixin' to.
Still fixin' to. In the Southern vernacular, right? So that's where there's the cross section between our kids and our
It
work,
has
right?
evolved.
Yep. So, right, I'm about to go do something, planning to do it. How about piddle?
Piddle, that's just wasting time.
Yeah, just piddling around.
That's what I do on Saturdays. I just get out and piddle
Get out
around
and piddle
town, hit a
around.
couple of yard sales and estate sale.
Do y'all use the one, "This dog won't hunt"?
Oh yeah, I've heard that one
Use that
before.
one?
I've heard it. I don't say it.
It basically means that that won't work.
I have used the phrase "that dog will hunt." It's the opposite of that.
Okay.
I've used that more often. That dog will hunt.
Dog won't hunt literally means that the dog won't do his job to go hunting with his owner to find raccoons, birds, or other small animals. So it means that won't work.
So I've used it on the golf course when I hit a great drive. That dog will hunt.
That dog will hunt.
So you could go both ways with that. That dog will hunt, or that dog won't hunt.
Yeah. Either it's going to be really good or it's
Yeah.
not going to work.
You know what I miss? One of the things I miss most about golf are things like, hey, did you hear about that new Walmart they built? No, where are they building it? Between where I hit my ball and you hit your, that kind of thing.
That kind of stuff.
Just
The
I
smack
miss-
talk.
Yes, that's good stuff. How about gumption?
Gumption's like pizzazz, confidence.
I learned that in VBS. What's the VBS song with
Has the word
Gumption.
gumption in it.
no. Gumption in my gumption. Let me function. What song is
I do
that?
not know what you're talking about.
I've never heard
Yeah.
that.
All right.
Oil in my lamp.
I've never
Give me
heard that
oil
one.
in my lamp. Keep me burning. Do we not sing that? Give me oil in my lamp, I pray. Give me umption in my gumption. Let me function.
I've never heard that.
That's good.
Wait, I guess I'll teach it to Eli.
There you go. Someone tells you have gumption, it means that you're bold and courageous.
Let's. I know this has music, but
No, I don't know if the umption and gumption will be in this. This rocks. It's going to take them a while to get to verse 3.
oh, it's in verse 3. Let me skip ahead.
If they haven't.
I've never heard this song, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have heard this. I remember this part of it. I have heard this song because of this part.
It's not going to have umption in my gumption.
No, I'm skimming the subtitles. I don't see.
That's
Umption
kinda-
and your gumption is good stuff.
Let me function.
Let me function.
You know, there was some guy in the church building where you were raised that just wrote that in there. He's like, let me see how to work this in here. What? rhymes with function?
Let's see. You got your umption.
And then gumption.
Gumption.
Definitely,
Oh, what rhymes with function? Gumption. I said function. Gumption. All right.
See there?
So, living in high cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's an Alabama song about living in high cotton.
that's right. Sure is. So if I can find that one, I think I've gotten lost here in my article. It's far too long of an article.
High times there are long forgotten.
There we go.
Them fertile fields are never far away.
Someone says they're living in high cotton. Plenty of cotton fields in the South. Southerners know that the higher the cotton bush is, the more cotton it'll produce and hence more money. So if someone says they're living in high cotton, it means they're financially secure or wealthy. All right. A cat on a hot tin roof, like a cat on a hot tin roof.
It's a Tennessee Williams play.
Right. And so saying that the person's acting anxious or sketchy, just think about the picture of a cat on a hot tin roof. Can't carry a tune in a bucket.
I've heard that,
Heard that
and it
before.
describes me.
Has someone said that to you, Patrick?
No, because I don't put myself out there enough for somebody to say that to me.
So it would say not even a bucket can make you sound good. That's got to be pretty bad because the acoustics in a bucket make for a great singing voice on anyone. If that really came from that, I don't know.
You know, I've never put my head in a bucket to see what the acoustics sound like. When I get home, that 5-gallon bucket in me, we're going to have a little science
sing at high
experiment.
cotton.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Do a test fit that your head won't get stuck in there.
Yeah, I probably need a 10-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Let's do just a couple more here. About whatever floats your boat.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever peels your banana. Where
Let's see. One can resort to using the slang term, whatever floats your boat. It's effective because it tells the receiving end that they can do whatever they wish and they don't need outside approval. And let's go to the last one. Let's try. Oh, I got two more because the last one is one of my favorites. So next to last is, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Doesn't amount to a hill of beans. This says that became a mainstream term thanks to the classic movie Casablanca. And it
Really?
said,
Can't believe I didn't realize that.
Bogart tells Ingrid Bergman, Ilsa, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. The term comes from the idea.
Right. You need to do the voice.
Yeah. The term comes from the idea that beans are very easy to grow. It's often used when explaining how something or someone has very little significance. Doesn't amount to a hill of beans.
And he didn't say, play it again, Sam.
That is correct. Last one that I'll pull from the list is one of my favorite people ever, my Uncle Gordon, would say, I'm finer than frog hair split four ways.
Yes.
I've heard that before.
Tim, you use that a lot, and I love it. I love it.
And that's the reason I do. So if a Southerner asks, how are you? You may respond with the term, I'm finer than frog hair split four ways. Terms meant to ironically highlight how they feel. This says the term first appeared in C. Davis's diary of 1865, where whoever C. Davis is wrote, I have a better flow of spirits this morning, and in fact feel as fine as frog's hair, as Pozzo used to say. So frogs have fine hair.
Old Pozzo.
Old Pozzo. Back in 1865. Frogs have fine hair. This saying is intended to accentuate the effect of being extremely fine, right? So if frog's hair is fine, splitting it four ways is super
Finer.
fine, right?
Yeah.
So two of them that I thought of that I was thinking maybe you'd say I wrote them down as you were talking. Highfalutin. Did that make the list? I've heard that's a good one. Highfalutin.
Yeah, that's a good one though. It's not on the list, but that was
one
good.
I heard a lot growing up. And then you're dumber than a box of rocks. I heard that a lot growing up.
That one is good too.
Excellent. So I like those.
One that I like, and I only hear really older people say it, is they'll say of a night or of a morning. Have y'all ever heard people say it? That one's about to go away.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard that.
Can you?
Is that like saying good morning? Good night?
Of a night, I'll have a glass of warm milk.
I've never.
Before I go to
guess
bed.
I've ever heard that.
Of a night?
He used to go for a walk of a morning.
Like every morning?
Maybe that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, there's so many other ones on here. I'll give you just a quick, rapid round of a few more. Hold your horses, over yonder.
Yeah.
Fixing. We did a fixing to a mine to.
Mm-hmm.
It's blowing up a storm. Pot calling the kettle black. More than one way to skin a cat. Cutting a rug.
Mm-hmm.
At a place called the Jug with a girl named Linda Lou.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard Skinner song.
What about a tall glass of water?
Big old tall glass of cold milk or something. No, I never get it right.
Julie gets all these sayings mixed up all the time. One time she was trying to come up with tall glass of water. And this really tall guy was walking by and she goes, well, there goes a big old glass of cold drink. I was like, what?
I'm not.
Are you trying to say tall glass of water?
I'm not laughing at Julie tonight. She brought us pumpkin pie. Yeah. And she rescued a cat and took it to your house.
She's a good sport about that.
Mm-hmm.
In Julian words, I always think about, was it a friend that freed corn pop, popcorn, corn pop used to church around?
A friend that was trying to learn English. She asked for corn pops. And she was talking about popcorn. And Julie said, it's popcorn. She goes, corn pop, popcorn. You just switch word around.
Oh, me, the things that stick with us, right? All right, Jason.
So Halloween is upon us. Let's see, tonight is the 30th is tomorrow. Friday's Halloween.
Friday.
And when we first started this podcast 2 years ago, we were right before Halloween, and I did a list of candies that you should, or that were like classy. We talked about junk candy, and I found a list. Actually, a friend of mine sent me a list of the worst Halloween candies you should never hand out to kids. And I just want to run through these and see if you agree or disagree. I won't take a lot of time doing this.
I need to get ready for Friday night in Oliver Crossing.
So these are the worst Halloween candies you should never hand out to kids from Southern Living Magazine. Candy corn was number 1. That one kind of hurts. I like candy corn, but I guess you shouldn't hand it out.
I think that's an acceptable thing to hand. I mean, like not a handful
not
of it,
like
but,
an individual one at a time.
Yeah.
But candy corn, I know there's a debate about candy corn.
You don't like it?
No,
but it's seasonal.
If you put it in with some peanuts or something, would you be?
That makes it better because the peanuts kind of distill the
super sweet
candy corn flavor.
I think it was Lewis Black that said all the candy corn ever made was made in 1911.
Yeah,
there's probably some
not enough people eat it, so we're just working off the original batch.
Now this one definitely needs to be on the list. Number 2 is Twizzlers. They're awful. It's like eating candle wax droppings that somewhat taste like
That's kind of my problem with candy corn is it's waxy.
It's honey though. It's a honey-based product.
Now, do you feel the same about all licorice that you do about Twizzlers? Because I do.
But I like black licorice flavor, but I'll eat them in the jelly bean. I won't like the stick. The chewy stick is just kind of weird. I don't like the texture. Number 3 on this list is Whoppers. I'm not a Whoppers fan, so you can have the Whoppers. Yeah. Number 4, a bit of honey. They'll pull your fillings out.
Yeah, they will.
And they're not good. They're just not. I think the texture on them is awful. Circus peanuts. If somebody puts those in your basket, egg their house.
Is that marshmallow? Is that what that is?
It is. That's peanut-shaped marshmallows.
There'd be a bowl of those at Grandmama's house. Yeah. Circus peanuts.
I'm telling you right now, if somebody puts those in your bag, you should just throw an egg at their house. Kids, I hope you're listening. Number 6, candy buttons. Do you remember those? They're the little, you get them in these little tiny packages.
That right there it's quite possibly one of the laziest candies I've ever seen.
It's awful. It's like they didn't even take it off the wax paper.
Yeah,
they
just lazy. It's so lazy.
Hard candy dots on a sheet of paper. That sounds fun. No.
I've never seen those.
It says that they actually taste like
the sheet.
Sugary buttons instead of actual flavors. Dots is number 7. I would agree with that.
Dots is trash.
Dots are like gummy bear poop. It's
but
just
Jonathan
gross.
likes those,
Jonathan
right?
likes dots.
I remember that discussion.
What is wrong with him?
I don't know.
I mean, he's a good kid, but dots, Jonathan, really. Number 8, Necco wafers. They're the ones that look like they should be good, but they're awful.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen those either.
Say the name again.
Necco. Necco.
Is that like a dead wafer?
If you're in the waiting area for Cracker Barrel, you would find
them there. Yep.
Oh.
Dollar General carries them. Anything that can be compared to a thin puck of chalk should be left out.
It's
of
sort of
Halloween
like
baskets.
a Tums. Yeah,
it is. It is very much like a Tums, except for it doesn't have the antacid abilities. Now, this one I take a little exception with. Runts. I like runts. To me, runts are theater food. Maybe not Halloween food.
Runts are not bad.
The only
Whoppers are theater food, and you diss them.
But they're awful. They're kind of like they're just a malted milk ball.
No, I'd rather have nerds than runts.
Now, I will give you nerds are better than runts. If I have my choice, but I'll throw
Nerd
every banana run.
clusters.
Oh, those are good.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, those
now
are good.
you're talking. Yeah. How did it take them that long to come up with?
Man,
we're gonna put some nerds on a gummy bear.
That's so perfect.
Man, genius.
And I'm telling you will not find nerds in this list because I have skimmed it. And
And I'll tell you, let me tell you one thing about nerd clusters. No matter the size of the bag, one serving. Talking family bag. Where did that bag go?
Yep.
How have I not gotten up? And why can't I get up now?
Why did my teeth hurt so bad? All right, number 10 is going to be
that buzzing sound.
Number 10 is going to be controversial, especially at your house, Tim.
Okay.
The Tootsie Roll.
Oh, Tootsie Rolls are trash.
They're gross.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Not
Unless you're
good.
pretending you have a dip in, Tootsie Rolls are out.
Millie Lane, listen to me. Tootsie Rolls are trash.
They're disgusting. Number 11, butterscotch candy. And this is in the wrappers, not like the ones your grandmother would give you that had lint and hair out of the bottom of her purse that were unwrapped.
talking Mrs. Werther's?
These do not look like Mrs. Werther's. These look like the cheap stuff like you get.
Yeah.
just
In the yellow wrap? No.
Yeah.
Werther's are they got some creaminess.
Yeah,
They're in a world of their own.
Yeah, they kind of stand on their own. The cheap ones in the yellow plastic, no good.
No. In fact, I hadn't read this. It says chances are if it lingers at the bottom of your grandmother's purse, it probably won't be a winner at Halloween either. So I nailed that one. I didn't read that ahead. Bazooka Bubblegum, number 12. Bazooka's the one that gets really hard, and after 3 chews, there's no flavor. It's like chewing on a piece of rubber.
It has some similarity to baseball card gum.
It does.
Right. Wasn't there something in the package?
Oh yeah, there was a comic in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could open that, and that
you
was
didn't get it for the gum. You got it for the
reason
comic.
for Bazooka, because then you got to see what Bazooka Joe was doing.
That's right.
And how are you going to keep up with Bazooka Joe without buying a pack of gum?
You would chip a tooth trying to get that gum to malform, to disform in your mouth. Now this one hurts because I'm a big fan of this. The Three Musketeers makes number 13.
What?
Oh,
No.
That's wrong. You're not a Three Musketeer.
I'd rather have a Snickers.
I agree. The Snickers is probably the peak of it. Milky Way second, but Three Musketeers is good.
Candy bar.
I will eat a Three Musketeer. Well, the old Jason would have ate a Three Musketeers. Yeah. Now I know it takes up 28% of my daily value of sugar intake, and I try to avoid it.
But if you eat 28 of them, then it would only take up 1 day's, I think.
Now you'd have to have 3.5 of them.
That may not be mathing.
Number 14, Almond Joy, is on the list.
Not a fan.
I'm not of an Almond Joy fan.
It's got coconut in it, doesn't it?
It has nuts, but Mounds don't.
Yeah. Number 15, Red Hots. Red Hots. I'm not a big Red Hot fan. I like the smell of cinnamon. I don't want something that's going to make my mouth feel like it's on fire. Milk Duds, number 16. Again,
it's like Whoppers.
They're junk.
What are the red Mike and Ike's? What are those? Those are
like the cinnamon ones.
Yeah.
I like those. Are better than Red Hots.
I've never had the Mike and Ike's. They look weird.
Do you guys just go to the store and buy candy? How do you try?
Old Jason did.
Look at me.
There's a reason I'm on a sugar-free diet right now, Drew.
And you keep it in a bowl.
Yeah, I ate
never makes it to a bowl.
Yeah, I ate a bag of Starburst jelly beans every other day. 4 bags a week, Drew.
Yes,
Tim, hot tamale.
Hot tamale, thank you.
Yes.
Do you grab it in the checkout line?
No, I actually go to the aisle where the big bags are and get the big bags of jelly beans, but I don't do that anymore.
Have you replaced the jelly beans with something?
No, I only have 10 a day though.
Just 10 jelly beans
and I
a day?
make those 10 linger.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All day.
Moderation.
Yep.
It's really hard.
Is 10 a calculated number?
Well, 20 is a daily allowance, and a daily allowance is 41% of your daily sugar allowance. So
okay,
I try to only do 10 because then if
you can have other sugar.
Little sugar, other sugar during the day. And when I go back in 4 weeks and they say your blood sugar is either bad or good, I'm going on a bender, man.
Yeah.
I'm eating a whole bag that day. And if they're like meds, then I'm just back to freedom. No, I'm just kidding. I can't do that. Number 8. Oh, wait a minute. I skipped one. This one's awful. If somebody puts this in your bag, you should leave a flaming bag of poo on their front porch. Saltwater taffy. Oh, the wax paper.
Yeah, the wax.
That's just awful.
Yeah, those are bad.
That's cheap candy, folks. Who's giving this out today? Number 18, the gummy burger. Are y'all familiar with the gummy burger?
No.
I've seen them. It is disgusting. There's nothing good or American about it.
It looks cool though.
It's disgusting. I almost done. Number 19, this made the list. This kind of hurts because this is my favorite sucker, the Dum Dum. I like Dum Dums. They're simple. They remind me of going to the pediatrician when I was a kid.
Wait, that was
you get a shot, you'd get a Dum Dum. And
seems like that would ruin the Dum Dum.
To my memory, my pediatrician only gave out pineapple or the soda, like the club soda flavored ones, because he was afraid of people having dye allergies. So they were always one of the clear colors. I don't know why I remember that, but that's Dr. Dunbar in Riverdale,
He was
Georgia.
ahead of his time.
Yeah. And then the last one on the list, I believe. Yep, it's the last one. Pretzels. If you're giving out pretzels at Halloween.
Okay.
Just stop.
Anything that's not canned. Let's just go with anything.
Just
that's not
turn
canned.
your
might
porch
as well
light off.
might as well just give them a can of beans.
If
up
they
there
give
and
you
them
pretzels, stomp on their jack-o'-lantern. That's kids. I hope you're listening.
What's the easiest candy to hide the razor blades in, though? Because y'all still check your kids' candy for razor blades?
No.
We always got checked for razor blades.
Now, when I was a kid, for that and hypodermic needles, they might hide that in your candy bar.
popcorn ball.
A popcorn ball.
Yeah.
Okay, anything homemade out instantly.
Yeah, but that used to be number
Unless
one. Like you went to somebody's house and they made popcorn.
Now,
balls
I'd come
or something
trick or treat
like
at the Kaiser house
Yeah,
for
man.
a slice of pumpkin pie.
Absolutely. Hey,
No doubt. Or a cookie.
there's one
I
or
can't.
two over
I
here
can't.
left.
Gets sort of messy when
I really
sort of messy when they drop it in the bag, though.
Yeah, it
Yeah, they mess up all your other stuff.
And if somebody gives you canned goods, you should flee that house rapidly.
Yeah.
Get away from them. They're out of candy and they're weird.
Somebody, I think I can tell this. We had a Christmas party, right? A dirty Santa thing. And somebody's gift that they wrapped up was a basket of canned goods.
It's a great gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving to you.
That was a surprise.
Yeah.
Might as well have been Aunt
Let's see,
Bethany's cat.
Yeah. She
I got
wrapped
number
the
3.
Jello mold.
What is it? Oh. Anybody want to
How many-
switch?
How many
anybody's-
times
yeah, I-
that gets stolen?
I got stolen a
I
bunch.
think the person that opened it took it home.
Hey, with what canned goods cost today?
corn.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Has that thing got English peas in it? That's all we got. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back. We've got a good bad preacher that Patrick has seen, and I think I have a story that goes along with it that I think the statute of limitations has expired, and I can probably share. We'll see. But we'll be back in just a minute.
All right, here's a little from the Marshoots.
Giving breath when it's needed, by giving all that I had. You sure me like you wouldn't believe. I'm not gonna, you're a stunner.
All right, welcome back. It's time for Bad Preacher. I found this clip.
Oh, wait a second.
Yep, we did it again. I did it.
We're not going to do it.
All right, guys, it is time for Bad Preacher.
Bad preachers.
Put your hand on that.
Dumber than a box of rocks, that guy.
Establishing your own kingdom in the video room.
Can I be hot with y'all, humble, open, and transparent?
Could it be?
Jason, you should explain why we're laughing at you.
I really need to learn how to follow instructions. So
Here's another Southernism. Deer caught in the headlights. That's what Jason was doing.
Yeah, we brought in Bad Preacher and then realized we didn't have the music cued, and I just went into talking, and so we started over, and they said, "Hey, you got to say welcome back for Bad Preacher," and then I just totally froze. It was kind of awkward, but so one of my favorite passengers, the one I'm married to, actually sent me this clip for Bad Preacher. And she said, y'all need to do this. It would be funny. And the only thing I'll say to set up this is I'm not sure what was moving during this service, this church service, as the preacher's talking, but I'm fairly sure it was not the Spirit. And I'll leave it at that. Patrick came up.
No.
Patrick came up with he found the bio for the preacher in this, and he's going to read it before we do the clip.
Yes, so this is self-proclaimed prophet Brian Carn. And part of his bio here says, the miraculous and incessant testimonies attributed to his ministry are incalculable, with many reporting physical and mental healing, financial breakthroughs, property acquisitions, home and auto acquisitions, debt cancellations, and favorable legal outcomes.
Look who can use ChatGPT.
Yeah. So we have this. We'll play it here, and I'll put this on the screen for y'all. So here we go. Prophet Brian Carn.
And you have to watch this, guys.
Then have shifted. Am I making sense? Lift your hands and say, Lord, thank you for the spirit of prayer. I smell it too. Amen. I know you smell it. Ooh, that thing's strong. Ooh, somebody let one go in here. Ooh, somebody got a major breakthrough. I mean, that thing's strong. I saw everybody fan. I said, I smell it too. I'm preaching, but that thing is strong. Whoever that is, something up in there died. I mean, because it didn't just stay in a certain place. That thing moved over the face of the waters. That thing lingered. I was trying to preach through it. But
the guy back here behind him trying to sign is killing me.
My God. Amen. Amen.
We're not done yet, y'all.
That thing was strong. I'm telling you.
During worship service now.
Yep.
Amen. Sweet Holy Spirit. Amen. Don't be acting like that. Don't act like y'all ain't never let one go before. Amen. Folk be times when you should have left. Sometimes it hit you too quick. Sometimes you be about to leave. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Oh, man.
Amen. It happens. It do. It happens. But that was strong. Whoever you are, be healed in Jesus' name. I was trying to preach through it. I really was. I was trying to preach through it, and I seen everybody over there going. I said, oh, they smell what I smell. Okay. All right, get back anointed, y'all. All right.
You know, the best way to cover up one of those is to act like you're grossed out by it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he did it. You know, the old
There's
smellers,
very
the
possible.
feller?
Yeah,
He did it.
First one that smelt it dealt it.
It was the people in the front row. He's standing right up next to him. He thought, I'm going to have to start putting on an act.
During that worship service, he took 2.5 minutes to talk about what was moving over the face of the waters. So when I heard this, it brought back a story that I would like to share for the first time ever with a public audience. So the year was about 2000 and
You're going to change the names.
I'm not going to say
innocent.
I am not going to say any
And
names.
it's not just going to be things that rhyme with those people's
No,
names, right? You're
I
not going
am-
to like put the first letter of the last name on the first
I am
name.
leaving out all
Peyton.
I am leaving out all names. There may
Okay,
may
good.
or may not be one impersonation, which some of you folks who've
That'll
been
be
around
all
here
right.
since to the early 2000s will know who I'm talking about. This was early in my tenure at Asheville Road Church of Christ. I was sitting in the back row where I always sit next to my good buddy Butch, and I don't even think we had children at this point. And it was right near the end of service. It may have been getting close to the end of the sermon, and a certain member, who I will not say if it was male or female, but a certain member who was sitting on the back row directly to my left, got up in quite a hurry and started moving out of the aisle, kind of like the minister in the clip said. Some people try to leave, but things happen too quickly. As this individual stepped over one of our brethren to get to the aisle to go out the back, it was one of the loudest, longest I have ever heard. And
Just mention you were not in the same section of the building.
I
as
was
her.
in the back.
I said her.
If you're looking from the
Him
stage,
or her.
if you're looking if you're looking from the stage to the back, I was in the same left side I've always sat on, and this was the center section coming towards me to that aisle, and there was a gaseous explosion as this person
just quit trying now because
stepped over. You did that. You got me stepped over to go out to the aisle. Well, it happened that she sat next to two of my favorite people in the world. One of them
both gone on to glory.
Both have gone on to glory. Now, one of them sat on the far end of the pew, and one of them sat directly next to her. And the far end of the pew was a witness to it, but the guy sitting directly next to her caught the full brunt of the step over, because as she stepped over, she was facing the pulpit and just had a little gaseous release right there as she stepped over him. So church ended, and I saw these two older men who were... At that time, I was in my early 20s, so they were probably in their 60s, maybe late 50s, early 60s at that point. Mm-hmm. And I see these two grown men go out to the back by where there used to be the tables by the window in the back, and they are just leaned over hee-hawing. And I had got to know that these two men were really funny, so I would always make it my goal on Sundays to find them if they were together, because they always had a joke or they always had a plot or some funny story they were going to tell. And I have heard so many funny stories from these two men. But as I walked back there, the one that's a little gruff said, and I'm going to use a little euphemism here because I'm going to quote him as he said it. But he said, "As that person stepped over me, she dang near parted my hair." And they were just red-faced and dying. And that poor person never made it back into the auditorium. And I give that person a lot of credit. They came back the next Sunday, which I'm not sure I would have. But that is one of the funniest things I've ever experienced in my adult life in a church building. And when I saw this clip and he said, some people it comes on you quick. You can't get out. I thought, I have got to tell this story. And if you were not here, if you want to know who those men were, you can come. I will not say who the other person was, but if you want to know who the men were, come talk to me. I will tell you the two men, because if you knew them, you know how funny they were when they got together.
Those guys
they were two of my favorite people. One of them's hand was always smoking, though. It was the weirdest thing. Every time I talked to him, there was a little trail of smoke coming out of his hand. I could never figure out what was going on. But that was
like 4 or 5 pews behind us, and Millie and I, we were in the center.
There was quite a ruckus in the back,
right? And somehow we caught. It's like in the back periphery. You and Butch just over there, just dying.
It was one of those where you could not. You know how when you're not supposed to laugh, how hard it is to keep in a laugh. And the entire back section of the congregation, it was. I could just picture it. I know it was Butch, myself, Cassie. In that center section, there was Cammie and a few other people there, and even on the far end. I mean, everybody is just shoulder laughing and trying to keep focused as Drew is finishing up.
Drew, did you see?
I don't remember seeing it.
I mean,
I remember
it was one of the.
I remember Jason telling me about it after. I remember that day.
The audible.
I don't see
the
how
decibel level that occurred at that moment, and his reaction to it. Those two guys were as red as one of these nice bricks that Patrick put up in here. Oh, it was so funny. I will take that memory and anytime I'm having a bad day, I can think back about that and I get so tickled. And many stories that those two men told me. So, but anyway, that was Bad Preacher. I thought we needed something a little light tonight. We've done some pretty heavy ones, some really aggravating ones. That one was just humorous.
Yeah, that was definitely different than anyone we've done before.
Yeah. I didn't leave that one angry or frustrated.
Hopefully there aren't too many of those out there.
You would hope not.
Well, we'll take another quick break and we'll be back with our passage for tonight. There's a little more from the Marshutes.
I'm begging, please, oh, won't you always stay with me? You keep me weak into my knees, oh, I'm a goner, you're a stunner. Coffee shops and bakeries is crazy, you make space for me. I'm loaded like you wouldn't.
All right, welcome back, passengers. It is time for our passage for tonight. So this passage came from my drive home. Was it Monday or Tuesday that I texted about this?
I feel like it was Tuesday.
So
Tuesday,
yesterday?
Yeah. At 4:52 p.m.
And how many seconds?
It didn't say.
So I was driving home on yesterday, and I passed by. You guys know those signs with the arrows on them, and they had the lights that would blink, and then below was a marquee, and it was those kind of like our old church sign. It was those plastic letters that you could change.
Burn your fingerprints.
Yeah.
Off.
You sent us a picture of it.
Yeah.
You sent us a picture of it. Yeah.
So there was one of these old rusted marquee signs just stuck off the side of the road. And I don't think I've ever noticed it before. And I drive the same way home, the same way I've driven for 19 years. And I happened to look over, just looked over, and there's this sign with what will become tonight's passage on it. And I had to look it up because it felt very, very deep out there, just kind of in the grass on the side of the road, tucked between some buildings. And actually this was in Woodlawn as I was driving through Woodlawn. And so I looked it up and found out that it's part of a poem from a guy named Rumi. And Rumi was born in the 1200s, so he was a Persian poet. Very old words. So here's the passage, and then Drew and I Drew, I guess we went a little back and forth on the translation here because there's some nuance to this, I think. So here's the passage. What you seek is seeking you. Pretty short and simple.
What you seek is seeking you. So, immediately we were trying to find where this came from, and quick Google search told us Rumi. It's widely attributed to Rumi. But, I had a copy of The Essential Rumi. And so I went and got my book, and I've just kind of picked at it. I haven't read it thoroughly. It's poetry. And so I wanted to find the quote in the context of the poem it was located in. And that's where I started running into all kinds of trouble. I want to say to kids out there, do not do your research, especially serious research. I mean, researching for this podcast is one thing, but if you're doing a schoolwork.
That is very serious.
Yeah. Well,
we take this very seriously.
Don't do serious research using AI, at least not yet, because it is very unreliable. I went to Grok just as a shortcut instead of Googling, and I said, tell me what poem this quote is located in. And it gave me the name of a poem. I went to it, and it wasn't there. And then I said, well, give me the context. And it gave me some lines that I found in another poem in the book, and it wasn't the right poem. And then I went to ChatGPT, tried the same thing. It gave me completely different answers that were also wrong. No matter how much prompting I did, I could not find this. Now, all the AI said what I believe is the case. This quote represents Rumi's general philosophy, and it can be found in parts here and there, but the exact quote is not his quote. It's just kind of been generalized from his philosophies. Another thing Patrick's already mentioned, he's Persian from the Middle Ages. And so everything that we read is an English translation. So one of the places that my research led me to as a possible source is this little stanza. There's a strange frenzy in my head of birds flying, each particle circulating on its own. Is the one I love everywhere? Which to me is very different from what you seek is seeking you.
And is that last part that, right? That's the...
Yeah. One of the AI engines said that that was a different translation. Is the one I love everywhere. But I began to doubt whether AI really knew what it was talking about. However, the part about the frenzy in his head of birds flying, each particle circulating on its own, there is a circular nature to this quote. Mm-hmm. It's reciprocal. I'm seeking something, it's seeking me. And so I wondered if maybe there was something to the connection there. Did you want to read where you found?
Yeah.
The context that come from a completely different poem that your research showed?
Yeah. So the poem still, all these are still by Rumi. They're just, like you said, there's sort of I guess when you have that old of language, you start to need to depend on the gist of what he's saying, right? Instead of literal. Yeah. So the poem that I had found, also after a quick Google search, goes like this. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. What you seek is seeking you.
So that first part to me sounds like transcendence. Mm-hmm. You're going beyond consciousness almost, right doing, wrong doing. And it's a field you lay down, it's too full. That's transcendence. And so I do think there might be some connection between the first part of that and the quote we're talking about. As I thought about that when you sent it, here's what we have a longing for something beyond us. We have a longing for transcendence. And human beings are really bad about thinking it's over here, thinking it's in wealth, thinking it's in substance abuse, thinking it's in sex, thinking it's in fame, power. And then we get to it and it's hollow, it's empty. It doesn't fulfill us. Meanwhile, God is pursuing us. He is really what we're seeking. We just won't believe it, or we won't accept it, or we haven't been taught. This is the case with a lot of people. And the fortunate ones and the faithful ones find that they're seeking him, and all that time he's been seeking them. So I think that is a possible interpretation that relates to what you found in your Google search.
I sort of took from it just that one line, because let's be honest here, or I'll be honest here. I don't understand the first part of it as a poem. My Android brain isn't parsing the way he's got the words.
For an Android, you bring a lot of poetry to this podcast. I think you bring more poems than anybody.
But the what you seek is seeking you. I thought first of what you just said. The is seeking you part, the thing that is seeking you, God he's in their songs like he's running after you or something.
His goodness is
running after you.
And we talked about a poem on this podcast one time, The Hound of Heaven, which God is the hound chasing.
Yeah.
I won't go back over it again because we've done it on another episode, but
if you're seeking him, he's seeking you. So there's that interpretation. The other thing that very quickly followed that is when, and you hit on it, but when you're seeking fame, sex, drugs, worldly things, I mean, think about what happens in your Instagram. The stuff you stop for a microsecond on the algorithms got you, and it's going to show you more of that.
Right.
So you were seeking whatever you stopped on. Well, here comes more because it's going to start looking for you now.
Right.
And so it's almost like, like the thing you're looking for is what you're going to find.
And at times it becomes convicting, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I look at.
Yep. Because the algorithm don't lie.
Wait a second, right? Because exactly. Because it's sometimes hitting you in the face with just giving you what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's the algorithms. This is another thing, kids. The social media algorithms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook's got one, Twitter's got one. All the social medias have one. And you've talked about this in remind me of the book name.
Dangerous
Playgrounds. Dangerous Playground. I mean, you stop for just a short amount of time on a video, and the way the algorithms work, if you are, okay, there's somebody with not a lot of clothes on and you're swiping, but you hesitate just ever so slightly, that's where it gets you, because now it knows sort of what you want to look at. It doesn't have to be people with no clothes on. It could be anything. I mean, I get a lot of construction related things because I like to watch people build houses or whatever, see cool ways they're doing things. But it's sort of that thing of, it starts looking for you because you're looking for it, and you're just going to find what you're looking for because it's so easy these days. And the algorithms are made to keep you in that phone.
I really like the way you said that, because you think about, if you're seeking something, it's likely seeking you. I mean, that's, as you were talking about the algorithms and how that works, I mean, that's how addiction works.
Yeah,
you start seeking an outlet, and the next thing you know, you're consumed by the outlet that you were seeking. Yep. And it's controlling your life, and you don't realize how you got there. But it's because as you're looking for something, those things you're wanting to find, they do start to become more obvious because you're more aware, you're looking for them more. But from a God standpoint, on the opposite end of that spectrum, that idea of what you seek is seeking you is also a reminder of surrender, I think. Because sometimes we work so hard in trying to find the answers, and sometimes it's just pausing a moment and understanding that God is nearby. He's there with you. He's seeking you. And instead of you trying to control, you just have to open up your heart, and you have to open up God's word, and he'll find you. He'll find you where you live and where you stand. And so I took that part of it too. I was going to say that earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt y'all's ruminating.
Our bloviation.
Ruminating. Ruminating. Yeah.
I think this might be oversimplifying the thing, but just as a general sort of metaphor for that, it feels a little bit like a game of hide and seek, where we typically try to hide for whatever reason from really in this metaphor from God, and he's looking for you, and you can let yourself be found, or you can keep hiding, and he'll keep looking, but will he find you?
I like it. Unfortunately, I think it's really popular on the internet and Instagram and other social media platforms because of the self-help industry. This idea of manifestation, you want to be a millionaire, you seek it and believe it.
Yeah.
And it will come and find you. The money will come and find you. You want to be a best-selling author, you start investing in that. And there's some truth to this. I mean, you can't be successful if you don't chase success. I'm just not sure that it always comes after you magically when you seek it. But there's a lot of that self-help application to this.
There's a difference between I'm gonna sit here and pray, or I'm gonna wish, or I'm gonna
visualize.
I got a dream board, right? That I'm gonna have $1 million, and then there's a difference between that and I'm gonna go do the work to get and I'm gonna manifest it by hard work, or whatever the thing is. I mean, if you go work towards something, then how much more do you deserve it than if somebody just gave it to you?
Well, I think about some of the greatest technologies in the world today. The men that developed those, the computer, things like that, they manifested it. They knew it was going to happen. They believed it was going to happen, but they also spent tens of thousands of hours working on that craft. They didn't just think, well, I'm seeking this, so it's going to find me. They sought it. They worked after it. They strived. They failed. They learned. They got up. They tried again.
The microprocessor didn't invent itself, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just because you wish something to occur, you've still got to put some work into it. And I think I think people who are talking on the self-help side of things kind of forget about that whole, you got to put a lot of sweat equity into it as well.
Let's be real clear. Here on Passages, we will not make a fuss over someone giving us $1 million. Of
course not. We wouldn't do that.
Not at all. I mean, we would be very grateful.
Not even $10, really. At this point. Yeah.
As y'all were talking about
another microphone, maybe it's a USB-C adaptable.
As y'all were talking about God in relation to this, which I think is a great application, it made me think a little bit about prayer. I was thinking about something that Millie tells me about, and she mentions that it's in her constant prayers. Probably should be in mine more than it is. But she talks to me about always praying for Jonathan to find a mate that will give him happiness in his life, but most of all, help him to be faithful to God. And, we talk an awful lot about, how, Drew, I think, you mentioned in some teaching recently, that it's not like God has a single plan for you with the whole path worked out, and it's like there's only one person for you in this world. However, if you shouldn't pray for something like that, if you don't believe that there's not some potential answers in such a way that, like, what she's saying is what he's seeking for, asking God to help that come to pass, right? Maybe not with, the whole soulmate idea, but help
There's
things work
together,
right? That fits his description to, to complete this request, right? And so I think in some way that sort of plays into this whole idea that a lot of times in our prayers, we're asking for God to help work out some things for us, in ways, things that we're seeking, help us find these things. Yeah. And you might be able to think about it as God in his providence on the other end of that spectrum, helping, the other end, like in a mate or whatever, maybe seeking that situation out too. So just a thought that came to mind there.
C.S. Lewis said that every desire has a counterpart. So we get hungry because, the way he puts it, the human body repairs itself with food. We don't desire to breathe underwater because we can't. We long for heaven. It's an instinct in human beings. But this is a longing for something we haven't experienced before. So it stands to reason there is a counterpart to that longing as well. And that's one of his arguments for the existence of heaven and an afterlife. I find that very compelling. I don't know how airtight the logic is on that. I'm sure somebody who has studied that a lot could probably tear it up and come up with a longing that there's no counterpart to. But I think anytime you do that, you're just talking about misinterpreting your longing. I longed for this and then I got it and it didn't satisfy me. Well, you weren't really longing for that. But when you're hungry and you eat the hunger ends, at least for a time. When you're thirsty and you drink, the thirst ends for a time. When you pray for a wife who will help you be faithful to God and you find that person, you find joy in that. So that's an interesting idea, and it kind of relates to what the Rumi
if you're
summary is.
If you're seeking, that wife, then ultimately the wife seeks you, right? So that which you're seeking seeks you, and I mean, you at least that's how it should go, right? I mean, you should be seeking each other.
You'd hope that she'd be into you,
right? Yeah, you're into her, she's into you. It's exactly what what it says,
and that's why you find that quote everywhere, even on a marquee sign in Woodlawn. Which I think is that's the best background story to a quote we've had.
If you can snap a picture of it as you come by, that'd be cool.
That'd be great for the Instagram
tomorrow.
That'd look good hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Don't have a wreck, but
no. I know where it is. I'll see if I can pull over maybe and get a good picture, and we can.
That'd be a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah.
I think we've sort of exhausted that, so I need to ask a question before we close. What's Grok?
Yeah, it's an AI thing. I hear people talk about it, but I don't know what it is.
It's on X.
It's
Elon's.
Let's call it what it is. It's Twitter's AI.
Yeah, it's Elon's AI.
So it's ChatGPT, but on X or Twitter that Elon made.
Okay. I don't have a ChatGPT app, but I have X, and so it's just real quick for me to go there on my phone.
Well, I hear them sometimes on some of the podcasts I listen to. They'll say, "Let's talk with Grok," and say, or Grok says this, and I had no clue. So that makes sense.
People rely on it, so they think it's AI, so it's infallible, but it is wrong all the time.
Well, all of them are wrong all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, let's go back. We've talked about this before. AI is just a mathematical equation, a big one. I mean, very intelligent people have come up with it. Let's don't discount that. But all it is a mathematical equation for what word should come next. That's it. At its simplest form, that is what AI is. Now, they are seeking AI to reach this level where it's not just that, and it's sort of Skynet style, where it's thinking for itself. Yeah, who knows?
Why are they looking for that?
Well, look, we got to get Arnold Schwarzenegger to come back and save us.
Right.
The word grok just comes from a guy named Robert Heinlein in a 1961 novel named Stranger in a Strange Land. And in that book, grok is a Martian word that signifies a deep, comprehensive understanding that goes beyond simple knowledge. Involving,
it is the biggest nerd word.
Yeah. Well, if you look at Elon, and let's take SpaceX, for example. If you don't know, SpaceX launches rockets and then lands them. And
which is pretty impressive.
Which is just a little impressive.
Yeah. I mean, he did that in just a few years, what NASA had tried to do for, I don't know.
Well, in the more impressive part is he's got some boats, basically some autonomous ships that can go station keep anywhere on the ocean within a couple of inches of where it's supposed to be. And these rockets will land on them.
Mm.
Okay. So now you're wondering, why is he talking about rockets? But the names of those boats are sort of nerd related. One of them is called, Of Course I Still Love You. And it comes from a science fiction novel from Ian Banks. And he's got other ones. His other boats are named sort of for similar things. So he's a big nerd, but that's why he chooses nerdy words.
Yeah. Let's just hope that when Arnold Schwarzenegger comes back to save us, it's Arnold from 50 years ago, not Arnold now.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Arnold now still.
I'm liking what he's saying about the gerrymandering.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just
talking
saying
some sense.
I think
don't want to see
crush our heads.
I just don't want to see Arnold
fist.
now with half his shirt torn off and
that white beard.
Yeah, it's just not a good look.
Yeah. I'm here. It's not a tumor. Well, we're doing an Arnold impersonation.
It's time to get out of here. I'm so tired. I lost focus halfway through y'all ruminating.
Let's get to the chopper, as he would say in Predator. Get to the chopper.
There you go. There it is.
It's a perfect way to end.
Drew, close us out.
There's more to come. Stay tuned on Passages.